Hi, everyone. I'm Janelle Preston. I am the Act Early Ambassador to the state of Utah. Today, we're going to be walking through three key parts of understanding children's development: monitor, screening, and evaluations. These terms often get used interchangeably, but they actually represent different steps that build on each other. My goal is to make each step feel clear, approachable, and something that you can confidently explain to families and colleagues. We'll also be talking about how the Learn the Signs Act Early tools support this process and make developmental conversations easier. So the first one is developmental monitoring. And this is something that families and caregivers do every day, often without realizing it. It's simply paying attention to how a child plays, learns, speaks, acts, and moves. I really like to emphasize that caregivers are the experts on their children, and monitoring helps them celebrate progress and notice new skills. Checking milestones regularly helps families learn what to expect next and identify concerns early. I really like to highlight that the CDC's Learn the Signs Act Early tools, like their milestone checklist, makes it easier by giving clear, simple examples of what children typically do at different ages. These tools are really good conversations between families and providers. After developmental monitoring, we come to developmental screening. And this is a step beyond that monitoring. It's a structured, formal look at a child's development. Screenings are done by trained professionals like pediatricians, early childhood educators, or other professionals using a validated school screening tool. The American Academy of Pediatrics recommends that key screening, universal screening, happens at certain ages, and that is 9, 18, and 30 months, with autism specific screening happening at 18 and 24 months. What I really want to normalize is screening doesn't mean that a concern exists. Instead, it's like a quick developmental checkup to catch things that might benefit from early support. And screening leads us into the next piece, which is developmental evaluations. And this is the most comprehensive step. It's conducted by a specialist like a developmental pediatrician, psychologist, or an early childhood provider. And it really takes that detailed look at a child's strengths and needs. Evaluations use assessments, structured observations, and input from families and caregivers. It's always important to reassure families that evaluations are not about labeling their child. They're really about getting the answers, understanding their child's development more deeply, and connecting them with the right supports. Evaluations help determine eligibility for early intervention Part C services and other services. They really guide um, recommendations or supports tailored specifically to the child. I really would encourage you to explore Learn the Signs Act Early materials and tools. These resources are free, easy to access, and designed to support families and professionals in having strong developmental conversations. By using developmental monitoring, it leads us to have more successful screenings as well as evaluations. However, I want to remind everyone that the milestone checklist, fact sheet, and social media resources are really used to start those conversations. You can share them widely, and I would really encourage you to connect with us on Facebook or Instagram to stay updated on the materials, trainings, and any upcoming events. By using developmental monitoring to help support screening and assessments, we can really make early identification and family engagement easier and more meaningful.